So let's move along. Are we on number one for you, sir?
Yep. Drum roll, please.
Got?
My best movie of the year is not a far cry from Spider-Man, I think. It is The Suicide Squad.
Oh my God.
Yep. And I don't know. I don't know if you're gonna be pissed from this, but this was a movie. I don't know. I feel like a good indication of if you like something or not. It's one of the few movies this year. It came on HBO Max. I watched it. I loved it. I immediately turned it back on from the beginning and started watching it from the beginning because I just really. It's the same sort of reasons we were talking about, like with Spider-Man. I was very impressed with the inventiveness of all the character dynamics. Not to say the least that it's kind of almost like the whole movie is makes up for all the things that the original were lacking. I thought it's a much better representation of like Harley Quinn. I feel like everyone's got certain story arcs that they have to do. I love the fake out at the beginning. I love just the color palette and the fact that it's all set in one location and it feels like the story arc of a comic. And
did you like John Cena?
Oh yeah, I thought it was great. I'd be interested to see the show he's in. I don't know if I want to spend an entire show with that character, but he is pretty fucking hilarious in it.
I wish they had gotten Idris Elba the first time, right? Or is he a different character? I'm trying to remember now.
Apparently, the trivia, according to IMDb, was that Idris Elba was originally signed on to play Will Smith's character, and then they basically found out there's another very little known character in the DC universe that's like basically the same character, so they just made him that guy, which I think was a good decision. Like it's like the movie barely acknowledges the first movie, which I think is a smart call. Like it acknowledges it enough, but you could for sure walk into this movie without seeing the first one and you'd be fine probably. But let me. Did you see this? Like, what's your opinion on it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw it. I thought it was cool because they kind of built it around lesser known characters. Mm-hmm. I mean, the first one, Harley Quinn, Joker's in it. There's like a little bit of Batman. Like they kind of had to like, I mean, David Ayers. I mean, they kind of made him do.
He had to come cobble that movie together in like no time.
It seemed like a lot.
Yeah,
it seemed like. You know, how do I balance Harley Quinn? How do I balance Jared Leto as Joker? How do I balance a new cast? How do I balance Will Smith? Like, I can't imagine having to figure out how to get everyone enough, give
everyone something to do. I mean? And like that was one of my bigger issues with the first one was like everyone's power sets and the villains seemed to be a mismatch with the characters, like their skill sets. Like it felt like these are mercenaries. They should be in a mercenary situation. Why are they fighting a sorceress? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this one was interesting. I don't know if I remember, it's been a while, so I'm trying to, it was the hive mind starfish creature.
Yeah, Starro.
You know, yeah. I mean, interesting. I don't know. I would love to see, I don't know, maybe a grander, you know, kind of the video game that's coming out is like them trying to kill the Justice League or something.
Oh, yeah,
I think,
yeah.
Right? So,
which I think was originally supposed to be the pitch for this. They said James Gunn had wanted to do it where it was Superman was basically the antagonist, but apparently he had to nix that just because they realized it would be a continuity nightmare. But like, I also totally understand. I know this is kind of like a weird number one pick, and I this might be. I think it's like, mileage may vary sort of thing. Like, I think, I don't know, like, I've heard some people not like this movie, too, and everything, and I think in general, I think everyone was so out on the Suicide Squad from the first one. By the time this one came out, it kind of took a lot of steam out of it, because it made no money in the box office, of course. Right?
I don't know. Yeah, I can't remember, but I think by and large, like the direct to streaming HBO Max deal kind of like neutered a lot of these movies.
Yeah, totally. I think that's kind of why I take all of these like low box office ratings with a grain of salt, because if it is on streaming, that really does account for a huge chunk of the film going public, especially if it's certain types of genre movies and stuff.
Yeah, especially like the Warner Brothers properties on HBO Max. Like if you're a huge DC fan, you probably have HBO Max because it's got everything you want. It's got Batman Beyond, for Christ's sake. Like it's got like obscure stuff that you're like, oh, I love. It's got all the like the hard R like Harley Quinn show. Like it's got all that stuff. Like you're probably into it, right? So you probably just watched it on HBO Max. I can't imagine.
Yeah, for instance, if Spider-Man came out on fucking Disney Plus this weekend, it would have made a ton of money still, but I doubt you it would be making whatever Infinity War money it's making now, or the highest grossing movie of all time money. So
I think it's like one of 6 movies that have made $1 billion, something crazy like that. Like in the age of COVID.
Yeah, like it's.
I want to talk about it. Like when I release these, you have to click all these buttons. Like, do you mention COVID?
Oh no!
What do you say about COVID?
Just say the C word.
No, just you be careful now. You better not say it's fake or something. You know what I mean? Like they really YouTube's pretty particular.
Oh man,
bleep
all this out.
Be careful with. Yeah, I'm reticent to mention the worldwide thing going on.
Yeah, that little snafu.
That little guy is just causing so many problems. But yeah, I mean, that's a solid pick. Yeah. I mean, you're like, it's these are our favorite films.
Yeah, I will say like my criterion was what did I have the most fun? Like not like even from like what did I like the most from? What was the artsiest movie? What was the deepest movie? Whatever. Like this one would be one that I'll for sure watch again, which is not always something that I do. So yeah.
No, I think about rewatchability quite a bit. Kind of when I'm thinking about some of these like favorite movies. Like if you can't stand to ever watch it a second time, how can you say it was like one of your favorite movies?
Exactly. And you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, it's tough because like certain ones scratch certain different itches, but even are like when we see a movie that's like gruelingly punishing and depressing, like we can love it, but then the question of is like, is that your favorite movie? Like, you know, do you want to see what is it called, Serbian film again? That type of stuff, you know, like yeah, exactly. But yeah, so that's my pick.